Black and brown people were marginalized.
I think that our communities aren't seen and valued and respected.
The climate crisis has gotten to a breaking point.
We've been disinvested in for years.
This is an opportunity to take advantage of the climate investments to meet those multitude of needs.
Greenlining the Block has helped to unlock a pathway towards long-lasting sustainable change.
We'll together build the resources we need.
Yes. We are still thriving as a community.
This is home. I love this community. I'm never gonna leave.
Redlining was the historic practices of literally drawing red lines around communities to discourage investment based on race.
Edison High School,
over to the west,
Georgia Ave, Flint Ave.
where Highway 99 is.
Government, the financial services industry, and real estate industry developed color-coded maps to identify what neighborhoods they would be safe to invest in.
All the numbered streets.
A lot of trucks that go through
MLK.
If the neighborhood was green, it was deemed to be excellent and therefore open to investment. If the neighborhood was blue, it was still okay, but not as good as green. If the neighborhood was yellow, then it was declining and less appropriate for investment. And if the neighborhood was red, it was a reason for those neighborhoods to not get resources for homeownership assistance.
It's a way to segregate people by race into clusters of areas and limit their access to resources and move them away from white communities.
In this country, if you are a landowner, you have a lot of political capital. But if you're not, you lack that political capital to be able to push back against decisions that happen to your neighborhood. The people that live in those communities couldn't gain access to home ownership, and therefore their political capital was diminished. When the United States government deployed the highway infrastructure system, it selected redlined communities to build highways through them. It was easier for industry that produce pollution that are detrimental to human health to be able to establish themselves in redlined communities. Locking in poverty and pollution into communities of color is because of redlining. The remnants of redlining are all with us and we see them all the time.
Right here you could really kind of see the community. You could see the freeway. The community's kind of like trapped in the middle. Because it's a valley, the pollution kind of gets trapped inside right here.
Those neighborhoods are ones that you'll see are, more run down. There aren't, good transportation. There might not be great services.
If you see a community like West Oakland today, it's locked in by 3 freeways all around it. And it has some of the lowest incomes in the city of Oakland. The effect of that is that the people that live in West Oakland today have, on average, 10 years less life expectancy than the people who live 1 mile away in the neighborhood of Piedmont. That didn't happen by chance. That happened because of redlining.
But these are places that are vibrant in community and culture and ones that really need to be invested in and valued as a society.
Economic and financial security creates social change. For the Greenlining Institute, intergenerational prosperity and wealth is the foundational work. Wealth is different from income. So income is just, your wages and how you survive. Wealth is both all the assets you hold, all the investments you hold, and that's what you hand down to your children and your children's children. If you have been excluded from being able to generate wealth, then you don't have an opportunity to have intergenerational wealth. You don't have an ability to leverage your home, your small business, ability to be banked, ability to live in a neighborhood that has clean air, clean water. That is intergenerational.
Now is a crucial time in the environmental justice space. The climate crisis has gotten to a breaking point. Climate change, there's a lot of economic distress, and then you compound that with just years and years of lack of investment.
For a while, I was working at a shelter, and one of the things that for me was kind of like really eye-opening was seeing how many people were coming in from other states because of natural disasters and them losing their homes in Louisiana and Texas. So that was very eye-opening.
All of that is coming to a head, and one concrete action that we can take is making investments. Greenlining the Block is a program that recruits community-based organizations where residents are the ones that are getting to decide these are the kinds of things that we need in our neighborhood. They have everything that it takes in order to be a community transformation agent.
This space, it's 10 units of affordable housing. On top of the ceiling, we have some of our air monitoring equipment. We were able to get enough data eventually, and that helped us advocate for additional funding and resources. The idea is that these are going to be artists in residency spaces, so they can use them to work and to also engage with community.
We are now seeing a once-in-a-century investment from the governments. Right now is an opportunity to make this 21st century look different.
We are asking just to be treated with the same fairness and the same justice that is allocated to other people.
Greenlining is uniquely positioned, founded in community, able to talk to banks and other institutions, and also being able to talk to the political climate. So Greenlining asks you to think of equity as both a practice and a tool. We are uniquely positioned to have that whole conversation with everyone. Climate change is a threat multiplier that disproportionately harm low-income people.
Once the grocery stores left, then everything started to dwindle. We literally have to leave our neighborhood to go to the grocery store.
When transportation and our mobility is constricted, we're unable to effectively get to the destinations that will improve our lives. Our vision for North Lawndale is a community center focused on increasing mobility. Transportation literally is the vehicle for people to get to destinations which will help them improve their lives. Better schools, higher paying jobs, recreation, healthcare, civic engagement, social opportunities, and make our neighborhood more livable. This partnership has been transformative. It has allowed us to advance in a few short months further than we have in the past few years.
So the idea is that we do this place-based work to inform the policy work, and then we do the policy work to really activate the resources into those communities.
We are teaching young people how to plant trees. Lots of the parks that we mostly focus on are in the south side. What I like to say is that we're going from redlining to greenlining, and planting trees is a way that we can do that.
It's not just about building projects, and it's not just about passing policy. It's about incubating a transformational approach to the way that our economy works. That ambition is what sets this program apart.
Our Greenlining the Block project, we just were able to purchase this building that we're going to create as our little Manila Rising Center.
To provide more space for our folks to do the healing work that they're doing in the community. My wildest dreams, that there is no dividing line to a city of the haves and have-nots. That any young person can be whatever they want to be. That families are able to exist in just love and not the trauma that oftentimes exists because of the way communities have been treated historically. And you can't just dictate solutions to organizations that are on the ground. They know what the solutions are, and I think Greenlining the Block understands that.
Communities of color know what they need. They know how to build it. partner with the Greenlining Institute to build out Greenlining the Block across the country.